5D Mystery School.
Hello.
My headphones are working, yo!
Yeah,
Yes.
they are.
Oh, when I say today everything has been rolling smooth. Wait, she said can't hear you with the headphones. Wait. No sound? Wait. Nah. Can you hear
I
me? It's back.
I can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay.
It's back.
Whew. I
They're
was about to
saying
say, wait, hold up. Hold up. Nah. The universe like just playing.
you're like, this is the best day
Right.
ever,
Universe
and
like
then
just
it
playing.
cuts out.
Got you. Damn, that would have been cold. Blessings,
Hi,
everyone.
everyone.
Blessings, everybody. So, welcome back. Welcome back. You guys know what it is. I feel like you've been here so much, I don't even got to tell you what it is, but you already know what it is. So, the homework. Oh, what I wanted to tell you guys. Let's get right into it, right? First of all, thank you for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So, blessings. Thank you for that. So, the homework. Experiments week or weeks that will be coming up. So if you haven't got your materials yet, don't worry, get it. And so new homework to add on to the homework that we already have, or the materials that you already have with the copper, with the battery, with the magnet. Keep that because experiments week is coming up. To that, the next thing that you're going to have to get is very simple. Just get a mason jar. All right, we're going to do an experiment with frequencies, negative frequencies, positive frequencies. Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like this.
Or if
A
you,
mason.
get some
Okay.
pasta from the store, just keep the jar, just a glass jar. You don't have to spend no money if you already got it in the house, or a glass cup or something like that. But preferably a jar, like a jar that you can put a lid on or something like that. So we're going to do an experiment with that just so we can show you how frequency is transferred and how vibrations affect other things, other states of matter. So that is your homework. Right now, we do have several planets or planetary energies, luminary energies in retrograde. So please continue to coast with the energies, two of those being Jupiter and Mars. So those are big ones. So just continue to coast until the new year, mind your energy, mind your words. And I don't want to say stay in the house because that's definitely like a biased introvert thing to say. But, be in places where your energy is appreciated and reciprocated. All right. Miss Carrie, that's all I got to say. Take us into it.
All right. Thank you. So before we jump into like the energy clearing, we're going to do some house cleaning. And while I'm giving you some house cleaning, you guys, if you want to come up, the questions, I'll reiterate the questions, but they were posted yesterday. If you want to come up on stage, we encourage you to come up on stage because we love to hear you and learn from you. Please hit the request button right now. And if you can't hit the request button, put it in the chat that you want to come up, and Astro will try to click on you that way as well. But try to request first. And when you come up on stage, make sure you tell us your name so we can address you properly, where you are calling from, where you are in the world. So are you, what state, what country? Share that with us. Also share your 3 zodiac placements because that lets us understand who you are. So your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising planet. What else? Ooh, and you have 6 minutes. We're going to stick to 6 minutes today because we want to make sure everyone has a chance to speak and to share on whatever topic. And if you haven't already, please follow Astro 5D. And also go find the podcast, which is in the link in bio on both of our profiles. And please go subscribe. The more people that subscribe helps the podcast to reach more people that need to hear this message. Yeah, so you're doing your due diligence and your part. And also share it out to your friends that couldn't make it on the live as well. What else do I need to tell you guys? Am I missing anything? Okay, that should be it for now. Whatever else pops in, I will remind you guys.
One thing that I did want to
all
add,
right, so
I think that if you guys have been listening to the podcast, first of all, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 5-star reviews. Thank you for, I think her name is Skater Jen, who left the review. Every time you guys leave a review, I will go ahead and shout you out. So thank you, Skater Jen, for leaving that review. But when you get up on stage, if you can, let's treat this kind of like Clubhouse. Hit the mute button when somebody's speaking. So that way, like when I'm editing the sound, it's not like interruptions with the frequencies. So yeah, when somebody's speaking, just hit the mute button, unless it's like if y'all having like a back and forth dialogue, something, you know, just use discernment. So yeah, please and thank you. I would really appreciate that. So go ahead and send those requests in the queue. I believe we do have one person who should be coming up right about now.
Oh, hi. Blessings to you as well. I'm Mason.
All right, Nathan, can we get in some light?
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm Mason. I am a Pisces sun, an Aries moon, and a Gemini rising. Yeah, I'm a Pisces Aries cusp.
Awesome.
Right now, especially in my spiritual journey, I have been going through these like phases of ups and downs, especially with the Mars retrograde, which was in my first house of self in Gemini, especially in my school life, because like I'm really young going through my spiritual awakening, and it's out there. It's a journey. This is one of my first times on your lives, actually.
Awesome. There was a little glitch. Okay.
Did you? Oh.
So what's your question?
I have a question on, what's it called? Oh my gosh. Journey work. If you guys are familiar with like meditation journey work, how like you, it's almost like you can use your 5 senses in meditation, but it's clairsentience. Like it's clairsenses. Have you ever had experiences like gnosis state meditation? Because like I'm not really understanding what those are.
Astro.
Sorry, I have myself on mute. Yeah, whoever isn't speaking, including myself, please have yourself on mute, just for the audio. But people are saying that things are glitchy. Can you guys hear us?
One second. Yeah.
Can't hear Astro. Wait a minute, I can hear me. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, definitely.
Yeah,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Mute his mic.
There's an echo. Okay, so, all right, somebody say that's better. So everybody go ahead and mute your mic if you aren't speaking. All right. But somebody got to speak.
All right.
So new brother that just came in, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Let's hear it.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me? Am I coming through clearly? Okay, great. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm Steve, or Infinite Steve, the Royal Minister. I'm born 2/11. I am Life Path 1, Aquarius Sun sign in the 3rd house, Gemini Moon in the 8th house, and Scorpio rising. So
Wow, you've been doing you know
yeah, so
yourself.
that's my purpose. You know, it's to know thyself. You know, that's my mission, is to
Ashe.
master self. You know, so I've made it my business, you know, and you know, making a system to where, you know, we all can make who we are our business, you know, because essentially we've been born into a system that has capitalized on us as a business. You know, when we start talking about how we all have certificates of manifestos, which is simply a birth certificate or certificate of registrar, you know, they're all capitalizing, you know, on our energies, on our gifts and talents, and that's because we've been disconnected from who we truly are. You know, so I naturally have, you know, an inclination to know this because of my astrology. Again, my North Node is also in Scorpio, my Pluto is in Scorpio, so I have had a lot of intense transformations throughout life that has led me to actually the understanding of the higher education. I also have a lot of Sagittarian energies. I have a Sagittarius stellium as well as a Capricorn stellium, you know. So right now, what I'm in the process of doing is actually, you know, developing corporations. I'm in a space of estate planning and asset protection. So my purpose is to be the reflection, you know, to all of the lights, all the light beings, when it comes to assisting in helping, you know, you what's it called, brand your gift, brand your spirituality. That's what I do. I help individuals brand their spirituality, develop their corporation, set up trust, you know, in order to actually protect assets and get funding for corporations. So that's, you know, the services and that's the business I'm seeking to network within, you know, also providing off.
Yo, that was beautiful. Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
mean,
thank you.
especially with you being a Scorpio North Node, that means your South Node is in Taurus. So you came into this life with the ability, the mastering of, you know, economics, with financial literacy. So you probably already know this. Let me give you some unsolicited natal advice because,
Please, please.
yeah, reading natal charts is something I do for it's a passion. So in this life, since you're a Scorpio North Node, you have to learn to dive fully into the occult, master the occult, and not lean so much on the basis of being consumed by the chase of material things with money. It's more so um, being okay with being alone, being okay uh, with not using other people's money. Because with the Scorpio North Node, that is a challenge. It's because in your life you're gonna have like opportunities where you're gonna be put in positions where people are going to put you under them, to kind of use you to kind of uh, use you by giving you things, by giving you money and nice things, by keeping you at a certain position. So I know that's a lot, but for a Scorpio
No, no, it's
North
big fact,
Node, that's
big
like
fact.
that is it's something to look out for. So
Yeah, it's a big
yes.
fact. You know, also, what would you say? Because I have Venus, you know, the planet of relationships
Mhm.
and possessions, right, in the second house, which is also Taurus.
Oh, anything further, my brother, you're gonna have to book a consultation. You feel
So,
me?
so yeah, so that's one of the sciences, you know. So I have a university or a private wealth club, you know, and astrology is one of the sciences that we have, you know, that we're utilizing to connect ourselves back to source, you know, to
Yes.
connect ourselves back to the overall, to the
Yes.
oneness. So through the understanding of astrology, quantum physics, biology, the science of melanin, and the science of grounding, you know, we're able to actually connect ourselves back to the 5 points of Allah, which is arm, leg, arm, head,
Mhm.
you know. So I'm seeking for, you know, particular like teachers, you know, and influencers who are in this space. You know, I can see the vision that, you know, we're here to create a massive university because the shift is, it's a currency shift. The corporation or the crown of the cabal is falling. So that has to do with the fall of families or organizations. So that means there's also going to be a rise of family or organizations. So we are the ones,
Mhm.
you know. So, you know, we have to, you know, recognize who we are. And I like how we can synchronize through knowing each other astrologically, which automatically creates respect,
Yeah.
you know, because what, you know, has been the challenge for us as melanated people when it comes to coming together is, you know, we all are powerful individuals, but there's still a lack that's preventing us from unifying, you know. But the corporations that are in charge of the world right now, they are unified front. So, you
Yeah.
know, that's our challenge here to overcome.
Yes. Okay, so my other brother that's in the chat, I don't want you to get lost in the waves here. Please jump in, you know, enlighten us with some of your wisdom, what you have going on in your mind. Because I don't know how much time we have left, Carrie, but we have other people in the queue, so let's get out those thoughts while you're on stage. I would love to hear what you
Yeah.
have, you know. Yeah,
He
what was the
asked the
question? I'm
question
sorry.
Oh,
earlier.
okay. So like, I'm gonna add to what he said on astrology. I'm very very undeveloped in myself, and especially seeing how astrology it can help you get to know yourself just shows that the vibrational wavelength that you're on in your reality. So like right now, I have as whenever I was born, I have a north node in Pisces, which means I have a south node in Virgo, and through that, like, my sole purpose is to come here as an ascended master and to teach the divine knowledge that has been passed down to me from the divine. And like, I'm really big on creating like really big like in groups in my school. So like, I go to school and I have a whole mindfulness group. I have a club which is called Peace. Positive energy always creates elevation, and it's to literally embody those energies because I see everything that's happening in the reality, and I'm like, as he said, everything is falling, and there are things rising, and I'm creating that for my reality. It shows you like how
Yes.
you can become your main character because I also have Gemini in my first house of self, and that shows how I can balance my divine feminine, which is Pisces, and my divine masculine is Aries to create my reality through the divinity that is extorted through itself in my reality. There we go. Yeah. I'm very,
Wow.
very undeveloped on myself. And especially it's like
Yeah.
hard. It can also be really hard to like remember that there are other beings having their own realities. Because you can get very caught up in yourself in this journey. And especially right now I have a very weak earth energy because a lot of my placements are now in air and water. So it's thoughts and spiritual enlightenment, the emotion, the energy and motion that is being channeled through me and my own thoughts that I'm choosing to think. It's
Yes.
very interesting.
Let me veggie back off that and add on to that. So there's this negative connotation that's attached to selfish, being caught up in the self, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So the human experience is a journey of self, right? You're here for soul evolution, and one of the stages of soul evolution is getting to know yourself within. And oftentimes, a lot of people escape being alone with themselves because they're not comfortable with themselves, right? So that regulating your thoughts, meditating, being alone with yourself, being conscious of the time, quote unquote time, you know how we feel, um, conscious with the time that you are giving to other people and the time that you are spending with yourself, because you don't want to, I mean, one thing that's promised that we all will leave these bodies one day. But before you get up out of here, you want to make sure that you have done everything you could to understand who you are, who your soul is, because this soul is the only thing that's going to leave with you and take you on to the next life where you're then going to have amnesia and do this thing over again. So you want to kind of leave clues for yourself in the next life, context clues. You know, sometimes we have like these um, I don't know, things in our lives that they come from somewhere, and you're like, where did that come from? That come from your past life. So you want to do things in this life while you're here, you know, like you're doing, getting to know your natal chart, getting to know self, knowledge of self. That's like a powerful tool because you're getting to know within, you're being selfish. You can be selfish and selfless, both can coexist. You know, you can give time to other people. Most importantly, you can give time to yourself. You know, I think mastering how to do both is really important.
Yes. To add on to like past life experiences, like especially.
Hey, I just wanted
Oh,
to say something really quick.
Okay.
I just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity.
oh yeah.
This was very enlightening. I'm grateful for what you guys are doing. Providing the space and the time and the energy, which is the main 3 points. Looking to connect further. But I do have to go, and I hope that we can speak very soon.
Most definitely, brother. Thank you for being here. Peace.
Thank you. Peace, love, peace, and power.
Peace. All right. So now we're gonna bring somebody else up. I'm gonna let you. You were in. You're about to finish a thought or start a thought, brother. Go ahead. Oh, he glitching. They got him in the matrix. Welcome. Blessings.
Hello, everybody.
There.
Peace. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. My name's Franklin. I'm from Atlanta. I've followed your page, Astro, for a while, and I just followed the sister here. Love what you guys are doing. This is my first time having the opportunity to jump on the live. I watched another live before, but it's not often I get time for that. I just wanted to add to follow instructions. I'm a Gemini sun. My daughter was here. She would be spitting all this out just like that young kid. Because I'm like, what is going on with this next generation? Okay, so I'm a Gemini sun. Aquarius moon and Virgo rising. And I found out that I'm a Virgo rising through my daughter because she's 15 years old. She studied astrophysics or astro whatever she told me. She made me pay for this, okay? But she does birth chart corrections, tarot reading. I know that our family is, my grandparents, I know that they were priestesses and whatnot. Must have skipped me because I look at a card and I don't see nothing. But I'm looking at, and I just came from a career expo here in Atlanta with a lot of high schoolers, and it's amazing. They don't speak our language. Like, it's really hard to understand them because they're on a whole different frequency, on a whole different level. They're more spiritual, and they're not even talking religion stuff. And a lot of the times I want to get my children to be disconnected from, social media, TikTok especially. But my daughter told me that she's learned so much, like, how it opened her up. And that's why I'm kind of like being brave and like, let me see what is going on out there. Because I've used it myself for personal reasons or professional reason, I should say. But listening to you all speaking about this, not that it's because I've exposed my children to spirituality. That's why my daughter, I guess, have kind of left me behind, a lot behind, to the point where when she starts talking, my eyes are like this, and I don't, like, my question is really, how do you connect to them? Like this little man earlier, I'm like, he sounds like my daughter. I don't understand what he's talking about. I see where it's going, but if I tell you that I understand what he was talking about, I did not. So what suggestion do you have for us, my generation, 80s babies, to connect to our children, because we feel like we don't understand them anymore when they're talking?
Wow, thank you for sharing, by the way. I was like, yeah, I really enjoy that. You have my full attention, by the way.
Thank you.
And I would say, from my perspective, and I know Carrie's, you can add in, but I would say let them meet you where you are. You are an elder, and when you were young, think about what you had on the mind at that age. It's a different time
Boys,
now. Yeah, exactly. So
mine's not even thinking about boys.
yeah, nowadays, you have 8-year-olds like running billion-dollar businesses. We are living in a different times. 8-year-olds like writing code, HTML, like, so I would say don't try to get lost in the sauce, but remain in your cool, remain in your wave, and let people, if they want to get on your wave and ride your wave, that's cool. Let them ride your wave. But I think it's a certain uniqueness with staying. I don't want to say staying in your lane, but staying in your cool. You're an 80s baby. I don't want to ask what year because I know that's really
81, it's fine.
oh,
I'm
okay.
old.
81. You know, you young as hell. So
I'm
You are
old.
not
you young as
old.
hell.
These kids today at the expo make me feel, if I didn't feel old, they made me feel so old.
So all right, yeah. You got so much wisdom from life experience, you know. Um, And so I would say let people come to you, but remain, do the things that make you happy. Like my mom the other day was going to Gardner White for furniture. In my head, the first thing I wanted to say was like, Mom, it's 2022. Nobody goes to the furniture store for what you doing? You know what I'm saying? But like I paused and I was like, wait. I was like, Mom, that's actually so dope because you're remaining in your cool. You're not trying to adjust to like a different way of living. Although change is inevitable, there's still some things that remain that keep you happy. You know,
Constantly.
I was born in 85, so there's certain things that I like to do, you know, that Generation Alpha, Gen Z, I don't care if they understand because I like it, you know. So it's being at the platform that I have, like I connect with all ages because that's just like that. I don't know. It's just like the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't try to say like, hey, this page is for 50-year-olds. This page is for 14-year-olds. It's just like this is my energy. Like it's gonna catch you if you vibrate with it, or if you don't, you're gonna keep scrolling. Either way, I'm here with the message, and the message is gonna touch who it needs to touch. Hello, Carrie.
True.
What you got to say about that?
I concur. Well said. So what I've noticed over, and by the way, you're so not old. I'm 1980, and I feel like I'm just
You look
hitting my
20 years
20s. Like I
old.
feel
What do you
so
mean you're
youthful.
1980? You look 20. It's something I'm not doing.
So I'm finding that the new souls that are landing, that are coming through the portal, they have zero time for BS. They have a mission. They're clear about their mission. Literally, as they pop out the womb, they're like, all right, I need to go here because this is what I need to do. They are very clear. And I, like Astro just demonstrated, they don't care what anyone out. Oh, that was okay. That's a timer. But they don't care what anyone says about how they choose to live their life because they have their clear mission in sight and they know how they have to live it to be in alignment with their walk. So I would say that's a great thing to learn from that generation. And it will reawaken something in us to step into our authentic selves and get into doing what it is that we came here to do, because this organic environment has lied to us, tricked us, with the politics, Polly tricked us, the corporate tricked us, all of that trickery and I don't even know what that one is, but it's just a whole bunch of trickery and distortions to throw us off of our path. So yeah, use your kids as an example of how to really get back in tune with source yourself.
Thank you very much. And continue the good work, guys. I shared the live with her, but she's probably doing schoolwork. They're homeschooled, and I'll probably have her get on and listen to you all so much more. Thank you.
Thank you.
I
I
don't know how to
appreciate
do
you.
tonight, right?
Awesome.
You guys know how to do that.
Yeah, let's see if IG gonna let me do it today. Hello. Nah, you might have to like just exit out the app completely.
Okay, good. All right.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Peace. All right, so next up. Oh, wait. There we go. Oh, there we go. Peace, peace.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Loud and clear.
hi there.
Wait, can you're kind of breaking up. Say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. Welcome,
Okay,
welcome.
my phone
Yes.
likes to play music by itself. So my name is Clarence Clint. I am currently in Flower Mound, Texas, but I live in Dallas, Texas. Um, I never used. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't used to watch your live things, but one day I just something told me to watch it, and ever since I feel like every time I listen to y'all talk, it takes me to like a new level. I just feel like I elevate to a new level. But so my rising is Scorpio. I believe it's my rising. My sun is Scorpio, I believe. I'm a Capricorn, born January 3rd, 1995, and then Aquarius is my moon. And I actually just found that out after y'all did your lesson on the nodes and all that. And so I'm really trying to learn myself and become a better version of myself. And I appreciate everything that y'all do and the knowledge that y'all give me. Um, so yeah, I'm here to either have my brain picked or to pick y'all's brain, whichever resonates better.
Thank you for sharing that. I totally the questions. I'm so sorry, you guys. The questions or the topics that you could choose from is artificial intelligence, virtual reality, the ocean. So you could talk about any one of those, or if you have something else that's been like a burning, nagging at your head from something you've watched from Astro's past videos.
Okay, I do
Actually,
have a.
let me.
Shoot.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, go
yeah.
ahead.
I was going to ask you a question. What do you
Yes,
think?
sir.
What do you think about this? About the Oculus founder creating the headset that will kill you in the video game. Like so many people have been saying, like the Sword Art Online anime. What do you think about that?
I believe it's real. I
Mm,
believe they're really out to. I believe they're really out to get us all. Because I mean, you got Meta and all that. Oculus is a big thing. Everyone's going virtual. I don't like it, to be honest, but it seems like it's the new way of life. A lot of people don't believe it. When I talk to people about the virtual reality and the whole Oculus thing. I actually just saw the article about that. So I don't know too much about it, but I do definitely believe that it's not going to be for good. There was it was like a show or something I watched a long time ago, and basically they put them in like a virtual reality simulation game, and when they would play it, if they die, like if they lost or died in the game, it would like actually kill them in the actual like their actual reality. I can't remember what it is. It's gonna bug me. Uh,
uh, mm, life. I mean, that's what we are in right now. But I don't know about the TV show.
it
Uh,
was like a movie or something. I can't. It was either a show or a movie. I just can't remember. It came out. Oh, I don't know when it came out. I was
I
young when I
mean,
watched it.
that's literally what the Matrix was. They have a new show called Peripheral, that's on Amazon. That's from the creators of Westworld. If you haven't seen the show, I don't want to spoil it for you, but please check it out. It's four episodes deep right now, but the plot
What's it
is
called?
the Peripheral on Amazon.
Oh, okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out.
If you
I love
love
stuff.
Westworld, and another thing, side note, yo, how did they cancel Westworld? Like they can't
They,
they
Wait,
canceled
what? It
Westworld.
was canceled?
they gave us too much information.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. That's that because we're waking up. These movies and shows, they tell you the little driblets of truth, but then when they realize that, oh shit, people are actually
Yes.
taking the truth and throwing away the other stuff. No, 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 no. We can't have that. That's like the Messiah. They had that on. Do you guys remember on Netflix for a minute? And then they
Uh-huh.
just canceled it. And it was like it was a metaphysical interpretation of how that character walked the earth. And then for no apparent reason, gone. And
Yeah, that's kind
others,
of that. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it gets picked up by another network. But why would you cancel West? Like what? That show
It's
was,
almost too much.
yo, that show was slapping. I mean, it is what it is. But we do have the Peripheral from those creators, and I do love the show already. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Um, but
Definitely
yeah,
would check it.
with virtual reality, it's, think about it, right? Because your brain doesn't know the difference, right?
Right.
Your brain can't tell. Like, it's like the placebo effect, right? When somebody gives you a pill, they tell you, oh, this pill does this, and you're healed. Without that pill, actually, it's just a sugar pill. Hopefully not sugar, whatever, just a pill, magic pill, you know? So if we can literally heal ourselves by thinking that we took something that's supposed to heal us, then that opens up a whole nother door of like, wait a minute. Then you start to think about the caduceus. You start to think about the two snakes. You start to think about the kundalini. You start to think about, wait, you know, when you cut yourself, you know, it might take a couple of days or a week or so, but that wound is going to eventually seal back up by itself. That's healing. But how does it go from you taking a placebo and then you getting rid of a headache like that? That's like almost instant healing.
I think it has to do
Right?
with your mindset.
Right. So it's like you create this thought, right? And then that thought becomes a frequency. And then that frequency is like a key. And then that key unlocks a door to, oh wait, I'm healed now. Right? Because have you guys ever heard of like sound healing? Right? So you have like an ailment, let's say you have cancer, you have whatever. Yeah, somebody said the mind. Let me pin that comment because you are right. So whatever kind of ailment you have in your body, which is the foundation, is going to be inflammation. So if you have inflammation in the body, you just find the frequency that heals inflammation. And then that's how you heal the body, through sound frequency. That's what it is. I mean, another way to heal the body is through magnets, frequencies, right? Like everything is frequencies, just in different forms. Visible light is frequencies. You look at the electromagnetic scale, everything, radio frequencies, gamma, everything we use in our daily lives. Gamma, X-ray, that's in the hospitals. You know, radio frequencies we're using right now. So what do you guys think about, like, what do you think about this? Do you feel like we are already in some type of simulation? Because if you think about it, we need all of these electric components to run life. Even our cells need electricity to run life. If you have low electricity, then you're at a low level in life. You're vibrating low. So what do you think about this?
I personally feel like I feel like we are living like some kind of simulated electrical grid. Because even if you do like an overhead view of like our cities and stuff, it looks like we're on a grid. And then I've heard that the human body can we have enough energy in us to power like cities and stuff, but they keep us at such low frequencies with all the negative loose energy they put out on us. You know, it keeps us what am I trying to say? It just keeps it like below them, beneath them, so we can't get to the next level.
Carrie, what do you think about that?
I agree on both your points. It's funny, I was thinking about this yesterday after, like, with the whole article, and I'm like, whoever these entities are that came and took this world as their own and somehow like trapped us in the simulation, and with this whole like Oculus, they want to trap us further in another simulation, so that will become so much harder for people who are really, really asleep to get out. Because imagine being layered and layered in. Like, what type of work are you going to need to do? And for those light workers who are coming in to help the collective wake up, how much harder will it be for them to reach those people? Because they will be so encased in this falseness that they believe is their truth. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, how do we now, where we are with this knowledge and we can see what they're doing, how can we infiltrate it and stop that. You know, that's where like my mind is. I'm like, how can we actually
We need to,
put a stop to this before it's even more complicated?
we need to do some day live stuff with the TV network and stuff. It's like
Pardon? No, like just TV, like media, the frequencies, all of it, you know, as a whole. How can we infiltrate something different to shift the vibration? Because, you know, as above, so below. So if we can change the trajectory and not get stuck in it, you know, take the emotions out, because the emotions is the energy that holds us prisoners. So if we can like look from above and see where we're supposed to direct ourselves, our energy, and then lead people through that. Obviously, the ones that want to be led and want to be shown the way. But the question to me is how, like, what's the answer to that?
Man, these are some, y'all coming with bars today. I would definitely say, somebody say yes, solutions. Hello. I would say, think about this. Why is the news running 24/7? That's wild, right? Like the news literally runs all day. Like you can always find a channel, CNN, Fox, like it's always on, and it's always guaranteed to have Johnny got shot on 52nd Avenue. You know, like it's always going to deliver like that news that you're going to be like, oh man, the world's in a bad place. Like it's going to repeat in your mind like, oh, this is a cold world. I should stay inside and not travel because they say that, you know, Mexico is having gang cartel wars, or like it's always guaranteed to put fear in you. And who is that fear feeding? Right? Because if the news is running constantly and it's to instill fear, that fear is an energy, that fear leaves your body, it goes into the ether. Who is it feeding? Somebody's going to be feeding off that fear. So it's invisible entities that we can't see that's dedicated to instilling fear constantly because it's their way of food, right? Just like adrenochrome. But, you know, it's like so how do we combat that, right? We have to be aware of it. We have to be knowledgeable of it. We have to say, for one, like Kanye said in his movie Runaway, his only line, first rule of this world, baby, don't believe shit they tell you on the news. I'm paraphrasing. I don't know if he said that exactly. But that was his only line in the whole movie. It's so true. Like, that's the first rule of this world. Don't believe the news. You know, don't live in fear. And become knowledgeable of what's happening and be connected. I really think the reason why we're here is to connect with other people. Like, yes, we can be selfish sometimes and focus on the healing and building of self, but connect, like what we're doing right now. This is a revolution in itself. This is scary hours right here. Like they probably hate this. Yeah, scary hours. So like this, continue to do this, continue to build. But once this goes to person, once this goes to in-person meetings, in person, leave your phone at the door, they can't hear nothing. That's when things start to shake, and that's where we have to move next. You know, what we're doing right now is great, but we have to continue to spread the message, spread the word. You know, not force the word, but just spread the word. Light worker means working with the light around you, working with the photon particles around you, people that are vibrating at the energy that can see the work that you're doing, they're going to vibrate to it. So, you know, I just say continue to go with the flow, but not force the flow, if that makes any sense.
that definitely makes sense. I used to always be big on just going with the flow. But I was also a very negative person. I had a demonic attachment for most of my life, so I was always angry and negative. And I would just go with the flow of things, and it would always lead me into getting in trouble. But once in 2020, when I got rid of my demonic attachment and I started changing my mindset with my subconscious, I started realizing that. And even now, I'll still test it just to see, because sometimes I don't believe it. But I could be having the absolute worst day, and then the minute I change my mindset, things start looking up. But if I let just one little thing drag out, it ruins my whole day. For example, yesterday, when I got to work the night before, I kind of already had a bad night, so I went to bed angry, and then I woke up, and the next day I was angry, and the people around me were angry. So that whole day, I'm just feeding in on people's anger and their negative energy, and it drug out with me after I got off of work, and it caused me to get into conflict at home with my daughter's mom, which led to bigger problems. So I just feel like I feel like it's all about our subconscious and the way we perceive things. Like it's everything. Because if you're I want to be like I guess I want to go to like the hood and the projects and stuff and speak to people with that mindset because they all think everyone's out to get them, and I used to be that person. Like I used to think everybody was out to get me. I used to feel like the world hates me, which the world doesn't love us, but but if you put that out there and you keep doing that and you keep living by that, then you're going to get nothing but what you're putting out. Uh, so I try to make sure I'm working on my subconscious a lot, and I try to promote that a lot to people. And then just the stuff that you guys talk about, I try to apply it to myself, and it's really helped. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I do that a lot, but
Nah, yeah. I mean,
Oh,
for
that was
real,
amazing.
straight up, I feel like a lot of people need to hear that, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I really, sometimes I don't even like to say like, I mean, it is what it is, right? The hood, right? But when people say like the hood, it's like they instantly think of like what? Like gold teeth, do-rags, like all this stuff. But it's like, that's
gangsters.
right.
The
But in a
ghetto.
way, it's like, so that's our culture. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I love my do-rags and stuff. But it's like sometimes I wish we can put a different spin on it, like embracing our culture more. Because imagine if the Egyptians were walking around 2022 with their what we would think today are do-rags and like gold chains. They would be like, ooh, them niggas ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's royalty. That's how the Egyptians were walking around. So it's like I wish we could like embrace it more. So when we go to like the quote unquote hood, we're going to spaces of with the mindset of like revitalization and like empowerment. Somebody put earlier, like empowering, just reminding them like, yo, do you realize who you are? You know what I'm saying? Like they teach you that you're this. They teach you like you're a slave. They teach you constantly of what you can accomplish, but they never try to teach you the keys. Here, these keys can open this door. And why would they? First of all, we're in the, I don't want to say enemy school, but we're in the school of the oppressor. So they would never try to give you the keys to outdo them or go past a certain level. So when we talk about, going to the hood and going to these levels of people who might not have the keys to unlock doors because they're not given the keys, we have to approach it in a way that they can gravitate towards it, and then they can go out into other people like a domino effect, that it can spread like wildfires, and then like financial empowerment, financial literacy becomes like a cool thing. Like people look at credit scores like a video game. Like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I can get business credit, like, and I can get all this and I can build my credit score, like I never have to spend my own money? Like really teaching people the keys of how to unlock themselves, because this 9 to 5 shit, this flipping burger shit,
Yeah, it's for the
this shit's
birds.
for exactly. We need to dead that again.
Entrepreneurs where it's at.
Exactly. So
So like hip hop plays into what you were talking about. Hip hop is so popular nowadays. I remember being a kid and listening to rap, and I thought it was cool to an extent. But then, as I got older, I just started realizing how stupid rap is. Like, I love rap. Don't get me wrong. I used to do rap music myself. Every now and then I go perform at
yeah,
shows and stuff. But just the stuff that they're talking about and just constantly feeding that out, like it's messing with our mindset, and especially people that live in like that live throughout music every day, and they listen to that kind of stuff. I feel like if we stopped listening to that stuff that they put on the radio, or maybe if we just change like the frequency, because I think isn't the radio play stuff at like 442 hertz, and it's
yo,
supposed
you
to be like
speaking on it. Yeah, exactly. They know how to hit them chakras. It's a science. You know,
Especially with the 808s.
yeah, these records are tweaked before they sent out. That's why this new Lil Uzi song that just came out, that I just want to rock. Like when you hear it, you're like, wait, you can kind of feel your root chakra. Like, wait, hold up, something's being activated against my will. Like, let me turn this shit off real quick. You know,
Uh-huh.
because that's how it entices people. You know, like these records are blessed with certain frequencies. You know, it's like almost like magic. That's why the songs aren't popular because they're hits, or like these are like the best lyricists or anything. It's like you're literally in a trance and you can't
Right.
escape it. Like that's what
Right,
it
that makes
is.
sense. What was
Yeah.
I gonna say? There's a rapper called SOS Mula. His previous stuff, like he's not the best rapper in the world. He's kind of terrible actually. But his newer stuff I just listened to. When I listen to it, I really feel like I'm dumb, like I'm being dumbed down. Like my vibration and everything is just being like torn out of me. And then after I get done and cut it off, I feel better. So
Hmm.
I try not to listen to to that kind of stuff like that makes me feel that way. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, yo, that's the move. You know what I find funny, yo, is that some of the people, I don't want to say Jewish people, but whoops, some of the people that are invested in the music industry are
the
some of the
Canthars?
same. Hello. Some of the people who are invested in the highest levels of the music industry, who are behind the scenes, they are the same people that are invested in prisons, right? So they want you to listen to this music. They're like, test our product, listen to our product, you know, go out. I just want to shoot my yada yada yada. We go get our guns, yada, shoot up your block, right? That's what they want you to listen to. And then they want you,
Food and
right? They want you to go out, repeat these acts, because now you got to be a quote unquote real nigga in front of your friends, because these are what people are doing now, because that's what the songs are saying. So
Right.
if somebody come and hit your block, you will come shoot up their block, and then you go be in prison, but you ain't go snitch. And it's this circle, this vicious, toxic circle that they got us in, that they're making money off of our bodies, and then the music is the instrument, like their marketing tool to fill up the prisons. They don't got to pay for. You never seen a commercial for prison. That don't.
Oh, never.
Nah, music.
Astro, that right there, bars,
Yeah,
literal
literally
bars.
bars. Yo, facts. Yo, so the music is there. That's their
Wow.
PR. Whoever is the PR for prison is doing what they're supposed to do. Because these prisons, they stay building prisons. They build more prisons than schools every single year. Right. So we have to educate our people. Going back full circle to what you were saying earlier, we got to educate our people to what's happening. The trap. That's why they call it the trap.
Because it is a
Right.
trap.
The projects. They constantly running projects on us. Right. So we just got to educate our people across the board, yo. We got to empower people and give them the keys, because
I
they
feel
don't
like
know that. You said
sorry, I don't
what?
mean to cut you. I don't mean to cut you off. I was gonna suggest a book an audio book that I like. I don't know. I don't take it 100% because I try to take everything with a grain of salt. But Interview with the Devil by Napoleon Hill. When I first listened to that, I
Mm,
felt so many emotions go through my body because I was thinking about growing up in life and how everything that he was talking about,
mm-hmm,
it pertained to my life. And I feel like if more people heard that and just took it with a grain of salt, but not actually took everything literally, because we all have our own experiences, and if you live your life off of everybody else's experiences, you're not going to experience nothing. You're basically living through somebody else. But yeah, I feel like if you listen to that book or that read the book, or reading is better. Don't do the audio book. Read it.
mm-hmm.
But if you do happen to listen to it, just take everything that they're saying with a grain of salt, and think about it, like pertain it to your life, and really think about it, because I feel like you'll feel the same way that I feel. Uh, so that's one book I like to really like promote to people for whatever reason.
Yeah. You know, books, man, books are powerful. I mean, depending on what books you read, I'm not a big reader of like fiction. For me, that never made sense to read a novel of like Danny and Beck. Anyway, I like to read books that can empower me, that can take me places, that can open doors. So one book that I would recommend, since we're on that level, is Think and Grow Rich.
Yes, that's a good book. That's a great book. I have that at home.
Yes, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Uh, Great book.
Yes.
And they try to make it boring on purpose. They try to make stocks and like all this shit boring. They try to make it what do you call it? They don't want to make it enticing, right? Yes, because
People
if
get indulged and
yeah, if you found out like, okay, you got an iPhone, right? All right, cool. You got a MacBook, all right, cool. You got all these Apple products. How much money have you invested in Apple? Right? Because now if you invest some of that money in Apple, you can start to get paid dividends, right? And then those dividends start to pay for your MacBook, start to pay for your iPhone. They don't teach you these things, right? Like,
right.
and that's like, you can go out and spend 150 on Jordans, or you can go out and spend 150 on an LLC and then start writing off let me not say that. You can start writing off certain things that can pertain to your business. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got,
But
I
why
don't want to
wouldn't
say
you
write off
say that?
Jordans. You
That
know what I'm
is
saying?
helpful. But sometimes
That's
that's your
true.
attire. That's your
That's true.
clothing. That's your
That's true.
suit,
It's still, I got my whole
right?
thing with Jordans. I digress. Yeah, I got.
Okay.
Um,
Your dress shoes,
right.
your sneakers.
You know, like take five billionaires, right? And not to say you gotta mimic what billionaires do at all. Do you? Always. But like Steve Jobs, do you know he had 100 black turtlenecks? That man, every time you see Steve Jobs, what did he have on? That man had on a black turtleneck. Always. And jeans.
And jeans and some, was it Converse?
Probably New
Like a
Balances. You know
very
how they get down.
staple.
But like always, always this man had on, right? Who else? Warren Buffett. He said he lives in the same $31,000
Mhm.
house, drives the same car.
Drove the
Right. So
same
it's like
car.
we
Hmm.
have keys of success and then we have actual success.
Right.
You feel
Like
me?
so,
So it's
so
like,
businessmen don't wear the suit and ties. They wear lazy clothes.
right,
So they're like billionaires.
Right,
right.
right. And they don't invest in brands. You're not like, you don't see them wearing the Balenci's or whatever else is out there unless it's like a staple, like a Chanel. Things that will last forever that they can actually pass down to their family members. And that the brands like Chanel are forever. They last forever, basically. So it's very interesting. And my background is fashion, the business of fashion. So the people who work in the back end of fashion, they look nothing like what they project to us on the exterior at the fashion shows, all dolled up like the celebrities, making a statement with their
You
outfit.
ever seen Rick? You ever seen Rick
No, they
Owens?
don't look like
His
that.
house? You ever seen
No, I
like
don't want to see.
his clothes? Yo, like you just Rick Owens?
Who's that?
It's like a high fashion brand.
I've heard of Rick Owens. I just never seen his house.
Or maybe I'm saying his name wrong, but I think it's Rick
That sounds right.
Owens. Okay. Yeah, but I say that to say like we have to. I don't want to tell people how they should spend your money. Like I said, this is your avatar. Play the game how you want to play the game. That's how you got to do it. But at the same token, like money is energy. Money is currency. It's literally energy. It's how we exchange energy here. So with that being said, make your dollars your employees. Every single dollar that you have is an employee for you. That's from the books that I read, you know. And so you have to say like, are you just giving your dollars to other companies? Because black people, whatever you want to call us, kings, Africans in America, whatever, Moors, whoever we are, we take our money and we spend it in other people's, other cultures, like 10 times. It bounces like in there. It's like, hey, here's my paycheck. Let me go and then it's gone. You get paid Friday, your money's gone by Saturday, maybe Sunday if you're lucky. So let's say you take a little bit of that money and you just invest it. I don't know, take like 2 or 3 of your friends, you buy a property, you Airbnb it, or you start a trucking business, or you whatever. Just start a business, start solutions, get out of the trap. because you can continue to spend your money to stay on the wheel, or you can be like, wait a minute, my legs hurt. I want to get off this wheel. And then you can be like, I am an entrepreneur. I can do this. What are your innate skills? You can be I don't want to curse. You can be a plumber. You can be a freaking plumber. Start your own plumbing company. There's multi-million-dollar plumbing businesses. You can
There's a lot
start a
of money.
YouTube. Yeah, you can start a YouTube. I was watching a YouTube today. This girl started it last year. She's almost at 1 million followers. She's made $1 million within that year. So pick a lane and don't just imagine you in a car with no brakes. Just continue. You have, like somebody just said, it's your mindset. Once you get your mindset, you set, bruh. Because you can take a billionaire, take all of his money away, and then he'll have it back next year if he has a mindset. He already made $1 billion. Right? So once you get that mindset, everything can change. And that's what we got to start to teach our people across the board. Because we are taught a mindset. We're given a mindset. If you turn that phrase around, they set our minds, right? In school, indoctrination systems, they tell us they want us to be workers. And then when you want to be entrepreneurs, you're called crazy by your family, right?
Right.
So I say that to say, make your money work for you and get out of this trap. Get out of the literal trap.
That's my goal for next year. The company that I work for right now, my boss, is a small company. He's had like 3 or 4 businesses. This is his 3rd or 4th one. I see some of the stuff he does because I drive this big trailer back here, and I pick up bulk furniture and I take it to the dump. For one load, he makes $500. He does at least 2 to 3 loads a day. That's $1,500. At the end of the day, he walked away with at least $1,000, and he only pays me $150 a day. So if I can do that myself, I'd be making a lot of money, and it's easy stuff that you can make so much money from, and I'm just not realizing it. And I wish I would have knew this when I was a younger man, but I guess with age comes wisdom. So now my goal is to do something like that to where I can make some actual cash and still have my freedom to do what I want to do, just like all these billionaires do.
Right.
Trying to take little stuff from them, not everything they do, but take a little bit of stuff from them and apply it to my life. Because they already have the keys. They're taught the keys. We're not. But nobody likes to question anything. Everyone just sits there, oh, okay, well, such and such on TV said we don't need to do this. We should go about this. Oh, like with the juice stuff. The best way to help this holiday is to get the juice. Like, come on, how is that going to help me out? Or, oh, the best way to stop this hurricane is to take some juice. Like, what does that have to do with the hurricane?
Right.
Facts. And another thing that they do is they diversify. So they have their hands in 50 million different things, and they themselves are not in it. So they have, heads that are running these things, but they are very much spread out in the money that they're earning, which allows for more and faster accumulation of capital.
I mean, at the end of the day, what's the real power, right? I tweeted this the other day, and I'm just gonna say it here. Like, if you take your ATM card, you go to the ATM. You take your credit card, go to the ATM. You get cash back, right? You take a seed, you go to dirt, you go to soil, you get crops back. But those crops infinitely give more crops. So what's the real power, right? And then if you time, or what we consider time, versus money, like what do we actually consider as valuable? And I know we're not a monolithic, everybody considers different things, valuable, but it's like, if you just think about the trap, going back to how our minds are set. People actually work 9 to 5, and then they get from 6 to probably 10 to eat, to probably play with their families, to whatever, hopefully go to the bathroom, whatever they want to do with their time. And then they have to wake up and do the same thing. And then it's a trap. And then when Saturday comes, they're like, oh my God, yes, And then the next day, Sunday, they're dreading doing the same thing over again. So it's like we can actually continue to go with the problem, because I do see this as being a problem.
So
I've
that's right.
never agreed with it. So we can continue with the problem of this 9 to 5 trap, because it's actual slavery for real. Or we can, yeah, or we can be
For
like,
real.
you know what, wait a minute. Like, life ain't supposed to be like this. Like, how can I actually get up out this? And it's not going to take, I hate when I listen to like a financial podcast or something. They're like, in the next 10 or 20 years, you'll be financially free. I'm like, nah, we off that. It's 2022. What you mean? You can 365, or the time loop. You can, next year you can be in a completely different place. So it doesn't take 10 years. It doesn't take 5 years. The way things are set up right now, you can open up your phone, download 5 different apps, and get to work and make your
Immediately.
dreams. Yeah, it's up to you. So yeah,
You got to speak it into
Facts.
existence though. If you one day I'm gonna be rich, one day I'm gonna do this, then one day you might do it. You just don't know when. Or you gotta set like you gotta be set, know what you want.
oh, facts. You gotta speak on it as if it's already happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Affirmations. You got to speak it into existence. And if it doesn't happen tomorrow, keep speaking on it. That's how it works. Just keep speaking until
Tony
it's
Scott.
your
Mm-hmm.
actual reality. And then sometimes you gotta, what they say, fake it till you make it. Sometimes you gotta trick yourself. Start dressing the part already. Like, tell yourself, I'm already there. Don't quit your job. I'm not telling everybody to quit their job or you're not there. But start to play the part, and then start to act the part. Start creating today. Yeah.
Well, that's how it works with like all things, including healing. It's about believing that you're currently in this state, you're feeling unwell, or you're currently in a state of lack. You don't have something, you want to attain something. So you have to focus on the thing that you want, not in the, oh, I wish I had it. You see how my body caved in? Oh, I wish I had it. That's the energy you're putting out. So you're blocking yourself from getting to that thing that you claim you want. If you want it, you do. You have to see yourself in that state. You have to visualize yourself actually living like you are in that state. And then you have to feel it, the energy, the Hermetic laws. Like, it's the vibration. You have to match that vibration. You have to kill off the old way of thinking that isn't serving you, and you have to move to or birth what it is you want to feel and experience. So you have to polarize yourself to that while you're in the state where you could be living on the street, but you're like, it's okay, I'm blessed, I'm alive, I see myself there, I am going to live there, I am like the queen of my castle in that existence, and then
Yes.
it
And
will
not even
manifest.
He's
not even
bald.
that
You
I
do.
am going to live there. It's like, I live here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I live. And you might even sound to
Right.
yourself like crazy to do it, because they don't teach us that words are spelled. That's why they call it spelling bees. It's like anyway, like when you say words, you're casting spells. So
Oh
be careful
yeah,
what
yeah.
you say always, right? So when you manifest I read financial literacy books for fun, right? And one thing that they all say, you become what you think about all day. Literally, all of them repeat the same thing. So if these people are all billionaires and they all come and play the game, and they realize this is how and not saying that money equals happiness, but once you want to find out, so they have all came, they played the game, and they realized how to elevate in the game. That's who I listen to, because it's like, oh, okay, these were great players in the game, and they have all said that you become what you think about, meaning your thoughts literally create your reality. So bringing it back full circle, if you're listening to like, and I'm not trying to rap, I'm not trying to knock like hip hop or anything like that, but you just got to be cautious of what you bring into your reality, because if you're eating low frequency food, watching low frequency shows, listening to low frequency music, that's why you're broke. You feel me? I mean, not saying that anybody is broke, but if it applies, hello. you know? So if you want to see, if we're talking solutions, because the truth hurts, if we're talking solutions, you got to drastically change what you're spending your time on, what you're spending your money on, who you have in your circle. For real.
Yeah. And broke doesn't, like, broke is the whole encompassing being,
Yeah.
state of your being. Broke monetary, broke spiritually, broke emotionally, and broke in your health. Like that. Yeah.
Yes.
There's levels
Mindset,
to it.
energy.
There's levels to
Yeah,
this.
everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To every man, you better talk to him. All right,
Yeah.
my beautiful people. So it's 5:13. I'm trying to stick to the time this week. We're gonna get up out of here. But
May I
like I
ask
said,
one question before you go? I'm so sorry.
yes.
It's pertaining to your past life thing. So I'm gonna make it real short and sweet. Back then,
Mhm.
okay. So I'm a pro wrestler also. Um,
Okay.
I'm an independent pro wrestler. So one day I had a show. It was like 3-4 years ago,
Mhm.
and my the pro wrestler that I was wrestling that night. Me and him were kind of cool outside of work or outside of the business. So he invited me to his house because I lived far away from him. And I went and stayed the night. And his wife was talking about, oh yeah, when my husband goes to sleep, I'll come in there and we can talk and stuff. Uh, so it was already sounding kind of weird. And then she never came, but I thought she did because I saw a white woman in a white dress, an old Victorian dress. Uh, but I was like I was asleep. I couldn't wake up. It was almost like I was in sleep paralysis. But when I would blink and I open my eyes back up, she'd be coming closer and she'd brush her hands across me. And when she got up to my face, I just remember I went black and I woke up in the morning. Uh, so I ended up meeting my daughter's mom maybe 3-4 years later after that. Uh, and we ended up getting together. So at that time, I still had the demon problem. But even before that, my son's mom, she would be like, "Who's that woman in your house?" Because she would hear a laugh, or somebody would smell perfume, or she would see a shadow of a female, and I'd be like, "What are you talking about? I'm here alone." I'd go show her around the area, and then she would be like, "You're lying to me." And then one day I took a picture in my car, and there was this woman but her face was evil. So in 2020, when I met my daughter's mom, she introduced me to the crystals and the holistic fairs and all that, and Reiki. And I met these people, and they channeled her through the woman that was doing the Reiki sessions. And that night, like it was storming. It got real dark and stormy, and she was cussing, and she was like, "He's mine, he's mine." She was very angry. Um, so she would try and do things to hurt women that would be around me. She'd pull their hair, hide their purses. Okay, in your closet, there's a shelf, and the way it's drilled in, for you to get it off, you'd have to hammer down on it to knock it down. That thing, I woke up, everything on it flew over her back, and the shelf flew completely like straight out towards her. But it turns out that woman was my wife in a past life. But when she was on her deathbed, it turns out that I was actually cheating on her with my daughter's mom today. So I'm going to be completely vulnerable and transparent. During my relationship with my daughter's mom, there was a time where I guess it was my mindset. I let my mindset talk to me, I let the devil whisper in my ear, and I ended up talking to other women through text. And she caught me. She caught me about a year ago. And it's bothered me, but not to get on a soapbox or anything. I just kind of feel like it was karma from my past life. Me and her were messing around while my wife of that lifetime was dead or was dying, and now we're in a new life. Because me and her are apparently soulmates, and we always meet up, whether we're brother, sister, mother, daughter, father, son, whatever the case may be. And I feel like the reason that me and her are going through this experience of where I ended up hurting her and cheating on her through text, I feel like it's kind of hurt my soul personally too. But I feel like it was meant to happen that way. So I've been trying to talk to people about that, but not too many people are on my mindset. So I tend to not talk to nobody about it. I just kind of lingers in my mind. But I know like content creators like you and Tommy and all them other people are always busy and stuff. So this is why I want to get like y'all's thoughts on what you think about that.
All right. So what I would say exactly. Go ahead and be on it. Subconscious mind. Yo, so have you ever had a creditor call you? Like
Mhm.
you owe a bill? They're annoying, right? So
Oh,
when the creditor calls you, it's like, shit, I still got to pay this debt, right? And so sometimes debt follows you. And so on the macro scale, in your past life, you created karma with this person. And so
Right.
if you didn't clear that karma before your contract was up, your soul contract, then that karma is still with you, and the creditors came a calling. And karma never misses. She always comes and
so
collects.
determined.
People always pay. Yeah. So, um, and so you still had that debt on your soul that you needed to pay, right? And so it had to get paid one way or another, and that was a karmic debt. Now you might see it as like a demon possession, but like you going back to that would be a longer talk and there's levels to this. But if
Oh, the-
if her energy is still stagnant, if she's still in her, because when you transcend it to the next life, does a person still stay in their life or do they transcend with you, right? So
right.
that karmic deck followed you. The soul never forgets. So that person came into this life, and I don't know. Back Hitler asked a question: if it was the white woman or if it was your baby mama, I don't know. But whoever was the person, yes,
The
giving too much energy.
right. The daughter's mom is who I cheated on in this life through text. It was the wife in the past life I cheated on her with the daughter's mom of during that time frame. So in that time frame, she was my daughter's mom today was my mistress of that time frame. And my wife, my ghost wife of this time frame was my actual wife in the past life. So that's why I feel like you said, it's a karmic debt. I had to pay what we had to pay one way or another because of what we breached our soul contract by messing around while I had somebody that was supposed to be, I guess, my tied to my soul back then. Because I've been asking, like I've been trying to figure out the answer. I'll talk to God. I'll talk to the universe. I'll just ask. I've been asking questions, and this thought popped in my mind, and it's
Hello.
just been burning in my brain. And I
Mhm.
felt like y'all were the perfect people to get insight.
Actually, yeah, I mean, yes. Hitler's dropping bars right now in the comments, so I'm just reading it. She said, "It's you. Why can't you commit?" Um, yo, the only person that can heal you is you, right?
Right.
The ghost is the subconscious. Yo, you are dropping bars. Me and her Hitler were supposed to go live, but her live isn't working, so look out for that, y'all. So, but it's you have to figure out how you can heal yourself, right? There's no other healing that takes place outside of the self. The healing always comes from the self, like we were talking about earlier, like a placebo effect, right? So, if you haven't cleared this karmic debt, somebody just said shadow work. You haven't done the shadow work, man. It's going to keep following you. It's always going to follow you. He's a new spirit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I am trying to work on it. I recently I don't know if anybody believes in it or does it, but so to get rid of the past life wife, I cut ties with her through writing a letter, and releasing my energy to the universe and apologizing, and for what I did and forgiving her for whatever she may have did, whether she did anything or not. And
Mhm.
I was actually going to do the same thing with this to kind of help release some of that negative karma off of my soul or
Right.
off my spirit.
Right. Because
There was something my mom suggested for me to do as well. I think it was drawing like a Ouroboros, eating its tail, and putting inside of it things that are dying off or coming to a new beginning. And I was really getting to a depression whenever recently. And I actually sat down and I spoke everything out loud, how I'm gonna feel, how I'm cutting ties with, and I ended up doing all that stuff except for the letter. I haven't done that yet, and now I feel back to normal. I actually feel a lot better than before I did any of that. So I feel like if I continue to do the shadow work and to do stuff like that, I feel like I'll be all right.
let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How many women are in your life? Like,
How many women?
Yeah, like your in your immediate family.
I see my mom more. I see my mom a lot. My grandma on occasion, and every now and then my sister. Those are really the only women, other than my daughter. Those are the only women in my
How,
immediate family.
how's your connection with them?
Me and my sister were not as close anymore as we used to be. Uh, we just kind of grew apart, I guess, as we got older. And I moved out at an early age, and then my mom and I are really close. My grandma and I, on my mom's side, we're not as close as we should be,
Hmm.
and I kind of feel bad for being that way. But I'm always busy working now, so now I kind of have a legit excuse. But before, I was just kind of avoid her. So it's not that I didn't love her or anything. We don't have that connection. But I actually had a better connection with my dad's mom.
Is your dad black?
My dad is black. My mom is white.
Yeah.
Actually, my ancestry test. Apparently, I'm super African.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can, like, I don't know, man. Sometimes you can just tell, like, if the father's black, like, yeah.
People think I'm Samoan or Hawaiian. I get told I look like Jason Momoa a lot.
Are you like criticized by your mom's side, like racially or anything?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they don't. They're kind of. Some of them are kind of racist towards
Mm.
the fact that my mom likes black men. Uh,
Oh,
but even then, nobody really like. My family is so like. The only time my family comes together is when there's a funeral, and then
yo,
after that,
yeah,
we split.
yo, wow. You said you had a demon possession. That
I
energy can
do.
be that energy could be tied to what you think is a demonic possession. The connection that you have, the hatred that you have. Somebody
Right.
Hitler says it's ancestral. Yeah, that didn't.
My dad
It's a,
actually had a bad demonic attachment before I was born. And I feel like I got some of that sent down to me because even as a kid, I was very angry all the time. And I would talk to like the spirits and stuff around me. But during my time frame of having like that demonic attachment, in fact, the guy that closed the portal, I don't think he fully closed it all the way. Uh, but he said that there was a portal in my closet from the anger and all just the resentment and rage that I had built up inside. And then it didn't help that I was taking painkillers and drinking and getting high, and all that lowers your vibration and helps you for spirits to enter through you and stuff. So I got a lot of
mm,
work, but I've come so far from where I was. Like, you can ask anybody that knows me, or even if you knew me personally, like from back then to now,
mhm.
I'm not the same person.
I bet you got a lot of work going on in your 12th house, bro. Like for real. Um, Mixed black man issues. Yeah, for what I mean, I really like this combo. We would have to, I would invite you to come back, and let's make this a headline topic for next week. There's a lot of family energy that needs to be uh, sorted out
Right.
along I mean, you're in there, you're in the diaspora, your dad's black, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of energy that needs to be sorted out, corrected, and healed. Um, so with that being said, my beautiful people, it is approaching 5:30. I will remind you that this episode right here will be available tomorrow on Apple Podcasts. Please go ahead and continue to leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody that has already left the ratings and the review. Continue to do that and help other people hear what you're hearing right now, and then also inspire them to use their voice to get out their own personal truths. So
I've been very transparent lately. I don't know, since this retrograde came, I've been very like vulnerable and transparent. I don't know what it is,
I
but
can feel it. I can feel like this is some real. Yeah, you can just feel when it's authentic, bro. Like, and I appreciate you being on this platform in this brave space and being vulnerable most of all, because you know how it is for us men. We hold a lot of shit in and we're like, nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
right.
But so to come on here and to do this, I know it takes a lot. And again, man, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for having me on the platform.
yes,
Thank you, beautiful queen, for being on here with us as well.
yes.
Very glad for the opportunity, and I thank you for letting me express myself. So I know we said 6 minutes, but That obviously went super far.
That's what you call a flow, man. That was a beautiful energy exchange. I'm always grateful for that. All right, Ashe. So, Miss
Ashe.
Carrie, go ahead and take us out.
All right. So I'm just going to ask everyone to drop into their bodies and release any sort of energies that feel stagnant and stuck in different parts. Just release it and breathe into your abdomen. Deeply breathe in and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then on each chime that I hit on the singing bowl, visualize on the end of the note the silence. In that silence space, that's where you're going to release all of what you're letting go. So breathe in, release. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Release. And we're just going to give thanks to the ancestors and to everyone that showed up today. Sending you love and
Sending you
light.
love and light. We'll see you next Thursday. A special shout out and thanks to Hillard for dropping those bars and diamonds in the comments. You guys, I appreciate you. Go and listen to this episode tomorrow on the podcast. Take care of yourself and each other. Love you. Peace.
5D Mystery School.